Today I'm teaching you how to perfectly decorate a cake in buttercream. Hi, I'm Robert and today I'll show you how to coat a cake in Swiss meringue buttercream to achieve that perfectly sharp edge. First of all, this Swiss meringue buttercream is very sweet, very buttery, very rich, so it's not suitable or I don't recommend using it unless you're going to decorate the cake with sugar elements. Sugar paste, sugar figurines, sprinkles, and other similar decorations. Otherwise, it's better to use another type of cream that tastes better. In that case, either a white chocolate ganache, a cream cheese frosting, or something else. After that, we'll need some more specific tools for this operation. First and most important, a high quality rotating cake stand. I bought mine from Martellato. What's important is that it's very stable and has a smooth ball bearing rotation, so it spins very easily. On top of it, I cut out a circle from a larger silicone mat, exactly the size of the top of the stand, so that when I place the cake on it, it doesn't move. Without this silicone, it would slide very easily and move around while decorating. Next, of course, you need a cake. And I have a raspberry cake here, but the type of cake isn't that important. What matters is the cake board you use. It should be about 1 centimeter thick, very stable and not flexible. The cream contains a lot of butter and when it cools it becomes very firm. If the cake board flexes while the cream is hard, it can crack. Another reason the cream can crack is if your cake is unstable. Either it's too soaked in syrup or the filling is too soft. After refrigeration, the buttercream hardens, but the cake moves because it's unstable and the cream cracks. So you need a stable cake, a stable stand, and a stable board, and for decorating, spatulas. I like these offset spatulas, one smaller and one larger, and a scraper. I use thinner and fairly flexible scrapers. Mine say high cooking utensils on them. I don't remember exactly where I bought them online. If you search for cake scraper, you'll definitely find them. There are taller and shorter ones. This one is 15 cm and it's enough for most cakes. Since my cake is pink on the inside, of course, we'll coat it in a blue cream. I may have shown you the Swiss meringue buttercream recipe last week, but the technique I'm showing you today applies to any butter-based creams. So whether it's this type of buttercream, another meringue-based buttercream, simple buttercream, or 1:1:1 white chocolate ganache or chocolate ganache with butter, buttercream-based creams. This technique does not apply to other types of creams. I like using Swiss meringue buttercream because I often have a lot of egg whites, and for this cream and the type of butter I use, the ideal working temperature is somewhere between 26 and 28 degrees Celsius. The cream should be very soft and not contain too many air bubbles. And let's get started. I also want to say, don't ask me how much cream I use. I usually like to make a bit more cream because you'll see we use quite a lot and then scrape some off. If the layer is too thin, it also tends to crack. We start by placing a quantity of cream on the top of the cake. The rule is that I always want to have more cream than I think I need. Then, with the larger spatula, I begin spreading the cream over the top until the entire surface is covered and the cream slightly goes over the edge. Use the rotation of the stand. Don't move the spatula around the cake yourself. Since I'm right-handed, I always work at about 10 o'clock position with my spatula. I rotate the cake so the next section comes into that working area. Now that I've pushed the cream slightly beyond the edges all around, we want to create a flat surface on top. Level 0, let's call it. I do this, again, using the rotation of the stand. My hand holding the spatula stays still, and I slowly apply pressure to level the cream. I don't try to level it in one single motion. Slowly. You can see my right hand stays fixed while I rotate the stand to maintain a continuous movement. Now I have a flat top surface, level 0, and a bit of cream extending beyond the edges. Next, we apply cream to the sides of the cake. You'll develop your own working style. Irina Popovic works from the front, holding the spatula differently, which makes sense ergonomically. I'm used to working over the cake from the side. It may be less comfortable for my shoulder, but that's how I'm used to it. You'll develop your own style. Just like on top, I use more cream than needed. Don't leave any areas too thin, or when leveling you might drag crumbs from the inside or sponge. I simply take cream with the spatula and place it on the cake. That's the first step. Then I take more cream. Instead of placing it next to an empty spot, I place it over the existing cream, so I build a thick layer. Then I slowly start pulling it towards me. When I pull it towards myself, I can always see how thick the layer is. If it looks too thin, I add more cream. Again, over the existing cream, not next to it, and continue pulling it towards me. The important thing is to keep the layers uniform across the entire height of the cake. Now that the cake is fully covered, we do what we did at the beginning, but in the opposite direction. At first, we push the cream outwards horizontally. Now, we push the side of the cream upwards so that all around the cake the cream sits slightly higher than the top level. If needed, you can always add more cream, but don't overload your spatula or it will fall and make a mess. Now I slightly lever the edge. I'm not aiming for perfection yet. My spatula hand stays fixed and I rotate the stand. Then I use the spatula to trim those peaks so they are roughly at level 0. Since I'm right-handed, I move from left to right so I can see the level properly. At this stage, the cake looks a certain way. We go back to the top because we disturbed it slightly and straighten it a bit. In these early steps, we're not trying to achieve perfect smoothness. I remove very little cream and re-establish the level 0 on top. Then I switch to the scraper. The advantage of the scraper is that it has a 90-degree angle, which helps create a straight vertical edge. Of course, if I tilt it, I'll affect the shape. As a right-handed person, I work on this side of the cake and remove as little cream as possible in one pass. The scraper stays at a sharp angle relative to the cake, not perpendicular. I start rotating the cake and use the scraper also to clean the board. Slowly, I move closer to the cake and remove thin layers. When cream builds up on the scraper, I clean it and start again. It's important not to stop the rotation movement because if you stop and resume, you'll create marks. Start a bit away from the cake and gradually move closer, removing small amounts each time. If you see a small hole where cream is missing, add cream and repeat. Before finally smoothing, place the cake in the fridge. Leave it for at least an hour. To check if it's ready, touch it. It shouldn't stick to your hand and it should feel firm. It shouldn't be extremely hard, but it shouldn't be soft either. We finish in the same order we start. First the top, then the sides, then the edge. Again, the spatula stays still and the stand rotates. Especially if you're added coloring, be careful. If you rotate too fast or press too hard, friction will hit the butter, separate it, and leave colored streaks. Apply very light pressure. Remove small amounts of cream at a time, cleaning the spatula after each pass. If the top starts warming from friction, stop and work on the sides instead. On the sides, I sometimes control the rotation manually for slower movement. The motion should be continuous but very slow. For the very top edge, use a very small spatula and clean it after each pass, preferably wiping it on a paper towel rather than the bowl. At the end, clean the cake board and the cake is ready for decoration. I would have preferred to chill it a bit longer, and you should let it chill for at least an hour, because even if the outer layer feels firm, the inner layer can still be soft. I can't wait to see how your cakes turned out. Tag me on Instagram so I can see your photos. For more recipes like this, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram for lots of useful tips.